All right, rise and shine. It's Mer World Card time, and we've got Dan, the great curator. It's another live stream episode of Between Two Slabs. We got a busy week. Dan, I know you went to Vegas. Can't wait to hear all about that. What you did this weekend. I know you told us last week that you got to go see Sergeant Slaughter, so I can't wait to hear all about that. I hope you went to Vegas. I hope you came back with $1 million and ate some good food.
Yeah. Well, one of those things happened. We'll see.
Okay.
Do you notice that my posture is a little bit better? Do you notice anything different about like the way that the camera's framed at all?
Yeah, I think you're standing by the height of everything.
Yes, I am debuting my new stand-up desk. I've usually been a traditionalist when it comes to desks, meaning I like to sit down, but I've talked to guys like my friend Bench Mob, Chicago, you know him.
Mm-hmm.
Dynasty Mode, I think, has one of these desks, and I've seen them all over the place. And I think it was time for me to get a stand-up desk so that I could be a little bit more comfortable, I guess you could say, when I'm doing my card stuff. Because before I had like my light box where I shoot my reels and stuff, and I'm having to like sit on a little stool, bend over, and it's just a lot. It's just a lot, right? So now I got the stand-up desk. I've kind of debuted it so you guys can kind of see the background and everything. So I'm pretty excited.
Right there in the perfect corner.
Yes, I'm pretty excited to show it off to you guys. And it has like a charging deck and a power station and everything.
Oh, yeah, I like that. Now, is that an elevator desk?
Yes. So it goes up and down. The only thing I'm noticing right now is that it shakes the camera a little bit. So if you guys are wondering what's going on here, I've got to adjust that. I got to figure out how to do that. But for today, we'll just kind of have to deal with it.
Well, that's what Merle's going to get for my birthday present to me. I'm buying myself a standing desk. Hopefully that'll alleviate my neck issue. My neck's been getting a little better though. Actually, I'm having to sleep upright, dude.
I think we're doing like these podcasts for like 2 hours, a session, and we stand up, we'll burn some calories,
I know, it's good. And I hope you have a standing desk mat too.
Got a standing mat, hopefully, I don't know.
Good for you.
It helped my posture a little bit. I don't know. But we'll try it out. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, like when I go work, editing studios, they have them in every office, the elevator desk, which are great. So I try to be as good when I'm in a studio, like even like an hour sitting and an hour up.
You want to see what it looks like when I'm going down? Check this out.
What? Oh, hey.
Oh, my body is getting longer like at Disneyland.
It's got a Tintin t-shirt on.
Yes. Check it out. Okay. Going back up for you guys.
Isn't Tintin, or was it? Isn't Tintin where Duran got their name from?
I don't know. I just know it's like a French comic book or something, but I've always thought it was really interesting. And then when I was in Japan, there's actually a Tintin shop there. So I stopped there and I got a t-shirt. So I thought
look it up. I think Duran, there's a character in Tintin named Duran.
Oh, interesting.
And that's where they got the name from.
Oh, okay. Trivia, music trivia. You only get this type of deep music knowledge on Between Two Slabs, guys.
That's right.
Okay, exclusive. Okay, so let's get down to the agenda here. Enough small talk, enough bullshitting here.
Goodness.
Let's get down to it. What are we talking about tonight? We're gonna start trying to break this up into structured segments for you guys. I know sometimes Merlin, he goes on these rants and he'll talk for like long-winded answers and things like that. So we're going to try to keep him on track by having structured segments going forward.
Oh, way to project on me, man. Thank you.
So what we did is we put our heads together and we decided that we're going to go this type of format going forward. Okay. We're going to try it out. If it works, cool. If it doesn't work, we'll adjust it. But for now on, we're going to go news for everybody. So we're going to talk about like what's been happening in the hobby the last week or so. We're going to talk about what's on our mind, things that we've been thinking about, what bends our corner. We love that segment, things that happen in the hobby that upset us. Mail days, and then we'll get to the comments. We always get to the comments towards the end, guys. So if you leave comments, don't worry. We will try to get to every single comment in the end. Okay. So we're going to try that today. Let us know if you like this. Let us know if there's another segment that we should put in there. We want to be really engaging with all the people that hang out with us in the chat and all the people that watch us every week. We want to be as engaging for you guys as possible. So let us know, give us feedback, and we will incorporate that feedback into all our future episodes.
That's right.
Okay. So with that, let's get on to news. What has happened in the hobby the last week that has kind of been interesting? What do you think?
There hasn't been much car news, really. I mean, there's been a lot of sports activity. We had the All-Star game last week. And then I know I've been reading in the news of sports about the whole John Morant thing. I think he held a gun. My girlfriend was asking me last night at 21 questions. And all I know pretty much is that there was a gun involved in a crime or something. And he felt John Morant was holding the gun in a video. That's about all I know. Do you know the rest of the story?
Yes. So just a quick synopsis to give people context here. So John Morant, and then we're gonna spin this we're gonna look at this through a hobby lens.
Okay.
Also. John Morant, one of the biggest stars in the NBA right now. I think he's one of the top players.
Definitely by far. Yes.
I've been saying John Morant has been a top player for like the last 2-3 years when they first got into the playoff tournament a couple years ago, and he like showed out for everybody. I've been a Jaw fan ever since then. Okay. Anyways, he's in a club dancing and he's doing Instagram live. And as he's dancing, he pulls out a gun and shows his gun like this for like a split second, just having fun. Right. And things got really bad for him after that. A lot of people criticized him. I guess he got suspended from his team for like 2 days initially, and now it's become indefinitely. He's suspended from the team.
Wait a minute. What? Wait a minute. When this news happened? Because the last I heard was today there was just 2 games, and now it escalated to indefinitely.
I'm pretty sure I saw on ESPN it said indefinitely because the NBA is investigating what happened because apparently, showing off the gun is one thing, but apparently he traveled with it with the team, and that violated some NBA policy where you can't travel with firearms or something like that. So it's being investigated right now, and I guess he's suspended indefinitely. I think so. So that has happened. Okay. And what I've noticed that's been very interesting about that is people have been trying to like dump their Jaw cards recently. I've seen it on Instagram. I'm seeing it on eBay. Is this like a knee-jerk reaction?
Yes.
Are people scared that he's going to be suspended for the season or whatever? Are people giving up on him? What's going on here? So that's kind of what's been happening. My thoughts on it are, I still think he's extremely talented. He probably made a mistake, just like a lot of people do. A lot of people get in all sorts of mistakes, but this is where you got to be very careful because like with athletes, things can happen. Like I remember, like if they get in a car accident and they hurt somebody, they get caught with drugs, they get caught with guns. The extreme example is what happened with Aaron Hernandez, where he got caught, got cut, and he never came back. And then there's other guys like I remember Ray Rice a couple years ago. Ray Rice was like a dominating running back. And he punched his wife or something like that.
Yeah, that's a little more serious than holding out a gun, though. And that was all filmed on the elevator.
And he never got back to the NBA.
No.
So I think that there is a hobby impact here where if something happens to this player, then you're going to see a huge dump off. You could see people buying at this dip, just like what happened with I remember Deshaun Watson last year or a couple years ago with the whole
massage. And I'm one of those people who invested in him.
Yeah, with the whole massage thing where people were dumping his cars. I remember some people were actually advocating to buy a Deshaun Watson. Some people, a lot of people, some people make content. I'm not going to call them out on it, but some people make content about, you should buy into this, right? So there is a hobby impact from this. It's still too soon to tell what's going on. If I don't have any John Morant cards, I don't have a lot of sports anymore, but if I had any, I probably would kind of wait to see what would happen first before I dump my cards.
Yeah, it's jumping the gun. He's going to get suspended. He's obviously getting suspended, but he's not. That's not like he's hurt or anything. He'll definitely come back and I think perform the exact same way he was before. He's young. He's only like 22, 3?
23 years old.
Yes.
Yeah, he didn't hurt anybody. I don't think he broke any laws. He just broke some NBA policy, so he might be suspended internally or whatever. But
Hmm.
he will definitely come back. But that's too bad because the Grizzlies are like at what, second place?
They are behind the Nuggets.
Yeah. So who knows? Who knows what will happen with that? But I think it's interesting to see the reactions on Instagram where people are like saying, "Oh, dump your jaw cards," and then they're dumping it, but somebody's buying them too, right? So there's always that other side of the argument there.
Yeah, and he didn't get creepy massages or anything either. So
Yes. We'll see. Pretty dumb though. Pretty dumb for a young kid who's basically got the world in his hands to be doing something very
yeah,
immature
the
like
world's your oyster.
Yeah, yeah. I would say, just my 2 cents on this. I would say that if you're in any position where you're famous, you have huge earning potentials, you got to like hire people to handle you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's so
You got to
true.
have like a business manager, you've got to have a lawyer, you got to have a CPA, you got to have a security guard, and you got to have these people tell you what to do basically. You know what I mean? Tell you no, you can't do that, no, you can't do all this stuff, and just basically handle you, because when you get to be a certain level, if you surround yourself with a people that will just like do whatever you want and treat you like you're a king, you can get yourself in big trouble,
Hmm.
because you like, I'm sure in his mind he's probably thinking, oh, it's no big deal, I just hold a gun on Instagram, I look cool, right? No big deal. He doesn't realize all the backlash that will come out of it.
I know, I agree. I mean, that's what something they should, teach you maybe in colleges or something, because those basketball players are in there for a year and they should get prepped. If there's like NIL, you're getting paid for this, then you should, in college as well, then you should get some education on how to prep yourself for a professional career in sports.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like really well off, privileged kids that live in a bubble, right? And they think that they can do whatever they want within their bubble. They think that they have no consequences. And then when they do something really bad, then there's like a lot of backlash for it, right? Like
Hmm.
you see like a really rich kid or something, a really rich, well off individual, they like get in a car accident with their sports car, or they do something crazy, things like that, and then they just, like, normal people like us would think to ourselves, what were you thinking, what are you doing, right? But when you live in a bubble and you can get away with a lot of things and you don't have anybody to handle you, you just kind of like these like you have no common sense essentially, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he probably, grew up in an area where he didn't have that type of, education, and wasn't raised that way, and he's probably never seen this much money. I mean, hardly anyone sees this much
Yeah.
money, but he's probably never even come close to seeing that much money. So the excitement, he just gets caught up sometimes. And you're, like you said, you're young. You've been like groomed like this since you were a teenager, and you've got a lot of yes people around you because they
Mhm.
just want to be part of your entourage.
Mhm.
So
I
it's tough
heard
to
I heard
judge.
he's got like a $230 million contract that
I'm
kicks in
sure.
next year.
Oh my,
So
I'm sure, because yeah, it'll be what, 4 or 5 years
yeah.
from his signing, because he started in 2019.
So here's another extreme example. I thought about this here is LeBron James is like a perfect example of a person who has a business mentality, and everything that he does protects his brand name, and he never gets in trouble. He never does anything, to jeopardize his image, his contract, or anything like that. And I think that that's probably like a mentality that they should try to like instill in all these athletes so that they don't get themselves in these type of situations.
True.
And here's another thing. We'll kind of shift a little bit. Here's another thing that happened in the news. Did you hear about Patrick Mahomes' brother and what he did? Like how he sexually harassed some girl?
Patrick Mahomes. Well,
His brother,
yeah. Gosh, what's his brother's name?
Jackson.
Like Jacob or something like that?
Jackson.
Jackson. Yes.
Yeah. So this is another thing that's happened, and I don't know if there's that necessarily a hobby impact with this, unless I don't know, he covers it up or he pays off, the girl or something like that. But this is just another example of like how you got to surround yourself with good people that are going to also not only help you out, but also be good influence on you, but also protect your brand name also. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what's he allegedly accused of? Just all you know is sexual harassment?
Yeah, I don't want to get too deep into this because I don't want to misquote anything, but apparently at a party he kissed like the manager or the owner of this business that was there, and it's on video and it looks really bad. He like forced himself on her and it looks really bad.
Jackson?
So now,
Jackson?
Yeah, Jackson.
Wait a minute.
You can look at it. It just came out like the other day. So now people are saying, what's Patrick? Like people are associating that with Patrick Mahomes, and it's just another thing that he has to deal with.
I didn't know Jackson was straight.
I don't know. I don't know anything about that, but that's apparently what's happening. Okay.
So maybe, I guess he's fluid. Whatever floats your boat.
So that's another thing that I just feel like it's very interesting that, things that happen outside of the sport, right, or the hobby or whatever, can affect the value of the cards also. It's not just performance. It's not just performance related. There's also other things that can happen that can really affect the value in the market of these cards. Very interesting.
Oh, true.
Any other news?
I know also that Ravens are still working on a contract for Lamar Jackson, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully he stays there.
Another piece of news that I want to bring up. So the new 2022, I think it's Bowman Chrome or something like that, baseball. People are probably like, why?
Is this 2023 or is it
2022? I think
it's still called 22. Okay.
People are probably wondering, like, why are these guys talking about so much sports? I don't know.
No, right.
Here's what I think is interesting. Okay. So I keep seeing this all over Instagram. 2022 baseball cards are coming out, and they're talking about this new kid who is like the top prospect for the 2022 class. I forget what team he plays for. I don't even know what his name is. He plays on like the Orioles or something like that.
Okay.
But people are already speculating and trying to hunt down his cards and probably pay whatever they're paying for it. And I just think that I just always scratch my head when I see people speculate that much on baseball prospects, because baseball, like, it could take years for them to get called up to the major leagues. And even when they get called up, like, what type of impact does one player really, really have on his team? Do you remember that? What was that Yankees player that everybody was going all crazy for a couple years ago, and they paid like 6 figures for his superfractor? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Yankees had so many. I mean, there thought the kid now though is with the Yankees.
I don't know what his name is, but
there's someone big that's another Yankee prospect that everybody is buying now too.
Well, I think Jason Dominguez.
It is the Yankees. Toa, thank you.
So Jason Dominguez.
Oh, Gunnar Henderson of the Orioles. So we're both right.
Right. Did Jason Dominguez even play last year? We're like, where is he? You know what I mean? People are paying crazy amount of money for these prospects, and just like, it's such a huge gamble. I just don't understand it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I bring this up is, I was talking about WWE Immaculate last week and how great of a product it is and how we're seeing sales on eBay right now. And with wrestling, it's the complete opposite. You're paying basically for the legends. You're paying up for the legends and all the NXT, all the prospects there that are in the same boat, where they're not very well known. They might have a lot of potential, but unless they get called up to the main stage, and unless they get put into a really good storyline where they get a big push, they're never really going to amount to much. Those people are like on the bottom level on the pricing. And I just wonder, like, why doesn't it work that way in sports? You know what I mean? Like, the legends should command the top price. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was interesting, and it's just something it's something that I like to follow, because I just kind of like to see how these things kind of set the tone for the market.
I mean, hell, you can buy a Nikola Jokic and Jason Tatum cheaper than a Zion Williamson and John Morant.
Right.
And look at them. I mean, they're both like in first place.
Right. I mean, remember the craze with Zion, and I mean, Zion's a great player. He's been, he's a great player, but like,
he gets hurt like every
Like
20 games.
like is he like LeBron? I mean, I don't know. You know, is he performing
when he
the way?
plays.
Yeah, but are his card values where they should be based on where he came out? You know what I mean?
No, because he needs to be
Yeah.
playing
And now
60 games or whatever, and he's been playing about 20 per season.
and
Not that many.
the other prospect in basketball, I know we're shifting sports here, guys, but the other prospect in basketball that people are going crazy for is that guy out of France, Victor Wembanyama, whatever his name is. I don't know his last name, Victor something, but people are going crazy for his like Sports Illustrated card, and now you're starting to see it get graded and things like that, and it's like,
oh, you really? Oh, I think I have those.
Yeah, and
because I subscribe to SI Kids.
I'm thinking to myself, you know, when I see really tall, skinny guys, I just think that they're going to be super injury prone. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
is he super skinny?
He's he's like 7'5" or something like that,
gosh.
and very skinny, very lanky, and his skills are meant to be like he's a ball handler or he's a shooter. He doesn't play like a big man. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I don't know when he gets in the NBA. I don't know if his body will hold up or anything like that.
Yeah, toe is on fire. It's Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah. So that's another thing people are paying up for and things like that. And it's like these dudes haven't even got to the league yet. They haven't even done anything. You know what I mean?
That's scary. The only person who I had any confidence about was Luka. Because I was just watching highlights on him on YouTube, and I was like, I'm going to get his cards when they come out.
You know, I feel like it's such a backwards way of thinking in the hobby that it almost sets you up for failure. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. People are prospecting on these guys that have done nothing, that they're unproven. And if they don't pan out, it's like you lose a lot of money. You know what I mean? It's like, what do you do after that?
I mean, that's why I don't do baseball cards. I don't really sell those except for, some vintage, and that's about it. But it's just too much of a gamble. I remember doing prospecting back in the 90s, and you win some, and boy, do you lose some. Whew. And I was tired of losing it.
I mean, if these cards are like not that much, then it's easy to prospect. You buy it, you put it away, right? But if you're paying top dollar for these cards, it's like, why? Like what's the payoff? You know what I mean? When it could take years for these guys to come up and do anything.
So true.
You know what I mean? So I feel like that's kind of like a backwards way of buying things in the hobby. I think that at some point people have to like wise up, and there's got to be a shift in buying habits where people are putting their money towards more either current players or legends, and not overpaying for these young prospects. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they'll continue. They've always been doing it.
Yeah. So anyways, okay. So that's basically the news. Anything else?
We get some more news for all our audience out here. I know they probably half of them watched it last night. Did you see AEW Revolution?
I did not. I don't follow AEW a lot, but I know what happened. So I will defer to you to give the recap.
Dan, this was probably one of the best AEW pay-per-views ever. Definitely. This was pretty much set up the MJF to look really, really good for the future and be the face of the company, and for AEW to keep him over the WWE. Sorry, not WWF, but WBE. I think they really want to keep him from the long haul. And this was a great case last night. It was an 1 hour Iron Man match against Bryan Danielson. And it was just great. A lot of good story going on with the match. And MJF ended up winning pretty much in overtime. It was tied 3-3 all after 1 hour. And then Tony Khan decided the person with the next fall wins. And it was a great match. There was a couple of matches that could have just been on Dynamite, but there was a lot of really good matches. I mean, it started off great with Jericho versus Ricky Stark. The trios match was really good. It kind of shocked everybody. I think the Dark World or whatever they're called defeated the Elite, which is Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. But man, it was really, really good. It was a lot of fun. And my girlfriend Maria let me watch it for the 4 hours, but she started getting aggravated after 2 hours is up. She's like, "Is it over yet?" Because she wanted to hurry up and watch her 90-Day Fiance with me. But I hope y'all got to see it. Oh, and also they had a Buried Alive match between Jungle Boy and Christian Cage. And rumor is Christian Cage lost because the rumor is that he's going to go back to WWE so him and the Edge could tag team together and retire together in Canada.
Interesting. I would like that. I think that'd be a cool storyline. What is MJF's most expensive card?
Oh, he's definitely got a bunch. I mean, right now with probably like the Spectrum or any like low numbered autograph cards.
Do you know the price range for something like that?
The autographs, even the ones with like no serial numbered, start off like $400 to $500.
Okay, $400 to $500.
Right.
For that, and this guy is regarded as AEW's top dude,
the face of AEW.
He's like the Roman Reigns equivalent of AEW.
Yes.
Okay.
Like in both leagues, the heels are the champions.
Okay. And then he is also regarded as probably one of the top talents in all of wrestling in the world, right?
Right.
A top heel person. Okay. So what does that say when his top card is $500? You said
the lowest card is autographed.
And if we compare him to like Roman Reigns or Rock or another top dude, Hulk Hogan, their cards can approach anywhere between like $2,000 to like $5,000 or even higher. What like
can
what
yeah, but
what
I
about AEW is what I'm trying to say.
I think you're gonna hate hearing this, but actually, I can move an MJF faster than a Roman Reigns card.
Okay, well you can move it, but like
the hype is there.
The value is what I'm talking about.
Oh, but there's cards like the 1 of 5 card will cost probably like $2,000 to $2,500.
Okay, well, I asked you what was his most expensive card. You said $500.
No. It starts at 500.
So what's his most valuable card?
Probably if there's like a 1 of 1, which there probably are. Yes, and then probably give about the same amount as the Roman Reigns, like anywhere from probably about $5,000.
My point is, I feel like he's limited by AEW.
Well, that's why they had that match last night.
Even if they put him as the top guy in there, and they let him run around the company and he's champion for a year, 2 years, whatever.
Yep.
I feel like AEW has lost a lot of its steam in terms of where they are as a company. I think they are clear number 2 to WWE. They're not even a rival to WWE anymore. And because of that, I feel like he's going to want to go to WWE at some point. And if that happens, he will be the main guy there. And his card value.
You don't think so? You don't think he'll get mixed with the crowd and be, a little fish in a big pond?
Well, let's be real about like how wrestling is set up, right? It's all about the push. You could like every wrestler is top talent, top athlete, but it's all about the storyline and push and what makes them be, what makes them be very popular or not. And I think that a lot of that behind the scenes is how they negotiate their contracts with the companies, how much creative control they have, how much guarantees that they have for whatever it is. So I think that if he comes into and how much money they get paid too.
Oh, exactly. True.
Yeah. So if he comes into WWE, they're going to pay him the max amount that they're willing to pay him. They're going to promise him.
Right. Well, it's going to be a competitive price versus AEW.
Like what happened with Cody Rhodes, right? We know that they paid Cody Rhodes a ton of money. He came in, they let him win the Rumble. They put him in WrestleMania main event. And we'll see where Cody Rhodes' prices go. I don't think Cody Rhodes is going to be up there, though, to be honest, with the pricing. But I think that if MJF will eventually go to WWE, he will get that type of sweetheart contract. And when if they push him the way they push like Roman Reigns, then his card prices will be on that upper echelon level.
Yeah, I mean, they're already kind of there, but they're going to go even more. Yeah, I do agree.
Yeah. I mean,
I just don't think I think Tony Khan's going to do everything they can to keep him there. And if they have to pay him way more than WWE, they'll do it.
And here's another thing.
Because he does bring the ratings. He does bring the ratings. That's what it's about, right?
If I was like in these guys' shoes and I'm a business manager advising these guys, I would say, okay, Tony Khan can pay you $5 million, let's just say, right? WWE can pay you $2 million or whatever they pay. Okay. But where can you make more money from outside of wrestling, from all the other exposure, merchandise, advertisements, sponsorships, all these other things. And I think when you factor in that type of exposure, nobody does it the way that WWE does it. Nobody puts you on that type of platform where you can go and be a movie star like John Cena or The Rock, or get endorsements or get crazy merchandise deals, action figures and t-shirts and all this stuff. Nobody can really do it like WWE. So I think that, and then WWE is like the dream place for every wrestler to go to, right?
Mm-hmm.
So combined with all that, I think that he's eventually going to go out to WWE.
Yeah, eventually. And there's also rumors that, but I'll think it'll be later than sooner. And the person who I think it'll be sooner than later will be Kenny Omega.
Kenny Omega,
his contract's up in couple months.
Plus, it's like when he's champion now, right?
Who?
And
MJF.
MJF, he's champion. He'll be champion for however long he's champion for.
Mm-hmm.
After this run is over, where do you go? What else is there to do in AEW after this run? You know what I mean? Who can challenge MJF who on that type of high level in AEW after this? It's like, I don't know. I think he's got to go to WWE and he's got to take on the biggest names that they have out there at that time, whenever that is.
Right.
And that's going to be
true.
That's going to be where he's going to really make his money. He's going to really cement himself as the top guy in all professional wrestling. And I think that's when his cards will go sky high. Mm-hmm. So hopefully, I don't even know what kind of card he has that is his chase. For me, it hasn't come out yet, I don't think. But when his PMG comes out, that's what
that'll be by far, yes.
Yeah, even though that's not his rookie card or anything, that's what I'm going to be chasing.
Yeah, I mean, right now I think it's probably like the low serial number autos or case hits of Spectrum.
Yeah,
probably the highest right now. But they're all sticker autos. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and Upper Deck hasn't said that they're going to come out with a high-end product yet, right? To show off MJF. So that's just another thing I think is just like holding him back is like the limitations on his marketing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, okay. So
I mean, did this happen to Flair when he finally left WCW for WWF?
It's a different time back then, you know what I mean?
It definitely was, but he was such a superstar even then.
Yeah, I mean, it was
a huge shock because most people didn't leave back and forth like that, and then they started to after Flair.
I mean, WWF was not what it is today, but back then, even Flair went to WWF. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So eventually, all roads lead back to WWE. I think eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So moving on from that, let's talk about the last bit of news I want to talk about is before we go to what's on our mind.
Okay.
Is The Mandalorian debuted last week? Did you watch
Wednesday? Yep. After the show.
Oh my God.
We did watch it. It was too damn short though, man. It was like 30 minutes.
Okay. First of all, that first opening scene, spoilers. Okay. If you have not watched it yet, spoilers.
I watched it.
We're going to talk about it. So, that's your warning. So that first opening scene where they're doing the ceremony, initiating the youngling in there, and then that big crocodile monster comes out and they start fighting him and stuff like that. I was like, what's going on here? What is this? And then there is the Mandalorian. Din Djarin comes in with his Naboo starfighter, customized all silver, blows that thing away. Lands. I was like, oh, that's badass. And then Grogu pops up at the end and just kind of waves at people. I popped hard, dude. I popped hard with that. I was like, oh, yes. And I was super jacked for the entire episode. It was awesome.
It was fun. It was just too damn short, man. I wanted some more. And I was like, wait a minute. Just do like Diana Ross. Touch me in the morning, and then you walk away. It's I can't wait for the Wednesday's episode.
And then I love how they're bringing back IG-88, or I think that's his name, right? IG-88.
Yeah, that's correct. IG-11. Yes.
One of those.
From Return of the Jedi, and then, all the other Mandalorians, where he turned into a comical person. I think that was the voice of Tico Watana.
Yeah, so that's cool, but man, this basically cements it for me that this is going to be the year of Star Wars. Okay. I mean, The Mandalorian, I think is going to be a great series. I think it's like 10 episodes or something like that. So that's going to be going on. That's going to get people super excited. And then they have all these shows in the middle that is going to be leading up to Ahsoka, which I think is going to be a huge property for Star Wars in their storyline. And then you have what I think is very interesting here, hobby related. You've got fanatics talking about Star Wars, and some of the information that came out of the Topps conference, right, is that they're going to release like 10 different Star Wars products this year, including a high-end set, which they haven't talked about yet. But I think that Topps highest end set is Transcendent, I think. So we're going to see,
it has to be.
It's possible we're going to see a Transcendent set with on-card autos of like major stars, I think. I don't know. So I think that's super interesting. I mean, after I watched the episode, I was like on eBay, like, what kind of Mandalorian stuff I can buy, right? What can I do? Things like that. And I think that excites me because I feel like when Topps and Fanatics start marketing their Star Wars cards to Star Wars collectors out there, we're definitely going to be growing the collector community from that. Okay. And then I think that we'll see strong interest in the Star Wars card market going forward because the content is so strong. You know, when the content is strong, people want to collect little physical representations of these things that they see that make them excited.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, I was at a birthday party on Saturday afternoon, and everybody was walking around at the house and asking, "Did you see Mandalorian?"
I'm telling you, the fan base, I've been saying this for a year now, okay? More than that. The fan base is there. They just don't know about cards. They haven't collected cards. They'll collect toys, props, t-shirts, merchandise, and things like that, but they don't know about collecting cards. So with the right marketing, which hopefully Fanatics knows how to do, they're gonna tap into that huge fan base. And I think you're going to see a lot of people start collecting cards, especially if they roll out entry level cards where people can buy it for a couple dollars, and it just scratches that itch and just kind of sends people down that collector's rabbit hole, because everybody collects the same way. You start off collecting, you buy something just for a very low price, just to kind of test it out. Entry level collecting is what I call it. And then once you get a feel for it, you start doing research and you naturally gravitate to the more rare items. And the more rare items are usually the more expensive ones. And then you just go up in there from there. So it would make sense if they're going to release a bunch of little products in the middle, and then they end it with like a really high-end product towards the end of the year.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I think that's cool. I think I'm super excited for that. Plus, what I thought, what I wanted to say about this too is just thinking back to Dap's Star Wars night, right? Where he threw that party and he brought all these people in there who knew it was a Star Wars party. These people didn't just come in there thinking that it was like a club. They knew it was a Star Wars themed party and they were excited about it. And when they got there, they're like, what is all these card things, right? And they got exposed to these cards, which they thought were awesome and they thought were beautiful. And that as they started to learn about it, they started to learn how expensive they were, and they couldn't believe how some of these like superfractors were so expensive. And they started to learn about how rare these things are. And when you think of yourself as a collector, like if you're a toy collector, for example, or a Star Wars prop collector, you want rarity, right? You want the stuff that nobody else has. So when you're thinking about that, things like you're thinking about it in that context, cards check all those boxes. You know what I mean? Cards, like Star Wars cards specifically, Star Wars IP, beautiful design, easy to collect and rare, and then also valuable too. And I think that once people understand that, they're going to make the transition over.
Oh, most definitely.
I mean,
they're already kind of doing it.
Yeah. I mean,
pretty rapidly.
I mean, like I just think to myself, I think of a couple guys that I know on Instagram, Star Wars Card Crazy, you know, he's got like all these figures, all these Star Wars figures, okay, but he also collects cards too. And his like his main thing is the Star Wars figures. If you see his showroom, but his Instagram name is Star Wars Card Crazy, you know.
Star Wars Card Crazy.
Yeah, so he shifts his focus there. Then there's that other guy, Star Wars Replica, where he has all the helmets and movie props and all that stuff too. And all that stuff is really cool. But is it rare? Is it as rare as like a black refractor, a black, or I mean a red refractor, or even a superfractor? Is it as rare as that? Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that once these people understand the market, they're going to shift towards that.
So true.
Okay. Anything else you want to talk about for news?
That's it.
Okay.
We've got entertainment, everything all done.
Let's
Sports.
Let's move on to what's on our mind. What's on your mind this week?
Man, just pricing my cards for the Dallas Card Show. I'll be headed down there Thursday. I'll be with you till Sunday, Dan. It's been a long time since you were in Dallas.
It will be my first card show of the year, believe it or not.
I know you're jonesing for it.
Since the last Dallas show, which was in November, I think, right? November?
Yes. Mid-November.
I have taken time off, let the market kind of settle in, right?
Oh, it needed to settle in.
Just kind of do other things. So now this will be my first card show of the year. I am super excited because I got a lot of stuff to sell. And
I know that's what you told me, because Brian's not going to be setting up with us this time. And so I was like, oh, you going to keep the whole table, or are you going to
I got the whole table.
You're like, dude, no, I'm going to have the whole table this time. And I'm like, whoa, okay.
I got the whole table. I got 4 showcases, and I'm bringing a lot of stuff, a lot of like raw cards, a lot of low end stuff. I'm bringing wax. I'm bringing type 1 photos. So, I'm going to bring a lot of cool stuff. I might even bring some comic books. We'll see. Whatever I can pack in my bag, I'm going to bring it out there. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited to see all the regulars that we usually see at these shows and things like that. Mm-hmm. And just get back into the mix of it. You know what I mean?
Most definitely. And I know all the rooms are booked, so there's going to be a lot of people. I know there's like 2 or 3 other shows going on as well, but it seems like most of your normal people are going to be in Dallas.
Yeah. Hopefully somebody brings something rare to me, so like, hopefully
what you looking for?
Superfractors. That's definitely superfractors. One of ones, or just really cool, weird stuff,
Right.
Comic books. If anybody wants to bring me some graded comic books and trade, I'm down for anything. So if anybody's going to the Dallas Card Show, hit us up at our table. We are over by the Dallas Card Investor tent. It's a big black tent.
Yeah, we're like, what's it, B103 or 104 or something?
Nobody knows the numbers.
Yeah, we're right next to DCI Grading
when you go,
and Golden Auctions.
Yes, when you go into the room, just go all the way to the right against the wall. You will see us there. We're right next to the men's restroom, the restrooms.
Yeah, so see us after you use the restroom, not on your way to the restroom.
Yes, and then we will be doing deals all weekend long. So super excited. We will be there from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, even Sunday. I guarantee you I will be the last person to leave the show.
He ain't lying. I can vouch for that.
I'm always the last person. I even help them clean sometimes, guys. That's how late I stay at the Dallas Card Show.
Help them clean and break down the tables and everything?
Because sometimes they're waiting for me. So, as a courtesy, I just do it sometimes because I know those guys. Depends if I have a good show. If I don't have a good show, I'm pissed and I leave, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Let's hope it's good. Fingers crossed, man.
Yeah. So super excited for Dallas. We'll be there this week. Anything else?
And then, my girlfriend's taking me out for my birthday tomorrow. So I'm just thinking about my birthday. So I've got to everybody calling me, messaging me, leaving comments. Oh,
okay, guys. Okay. He's being, what's the word I want to say? He's being coy when he says that, guys. He wants you guys. Okay. Tomorrow is Merlin's birthday. So he will, let me guess, 53 years old.
No, I'm 35.
35 years young.
There's both.
Okay.
I'm dyslexic.
You look pretty terrible for a 35-year-old. I gotta say.
Damn. How dare you, Dan?
Okay. Tomorrow,
good for 53.
This is what we have to do. We have to wish Merlin a happy birthday tomorrow. I see a lot of comments already wishing you a happy
I know.
birthday.
Thank you, guys.
But
Thank you for all the warm wishes.
Merlin is very vain, guys. He needs the birthday wishes tomorrow.
Oh my
So make
gosh.
sure on Instagram you say he's probably going to make a post for sure. So make sure you comment in his post. Make sure you share the post, tag him on that.
Oh
Let
my
the
lordy.
hobby know that it is his birthday tomorrow, so we can send him some more wishes.
Lordy.
And if you haven't already, subscribe to his YouTube, because I know
That'll be a great present.
the best present Merlin could get is more subscribers.
Just
on
a subscription to my Merworld cards.
So he will be partying tomorrow. So that's why we're doing this today. If you guys were wondering why we're doing Between Two Slabs on a Monday.
Well, she made reservations for a very nice restaurant. You know, she's a foodie like you.
Ooh, okay, awesome. So he's going to be eating a great meal, spending time with his lovely girlfriend, and probably, I don't know what else you'll be doing. You'll be doing tomorrow, but hopefully you have a great day.
One NXT.
NXT. Do you have any wax to open or anything?
Oh, I probably will open some wax.
Yeah, open some wax on your birthday. You know, just have a good time.
Idea.
But everybody, make sure to wish Merlin happy birthday tomorrow. I will be one of the first people to do it. Okay, so make sure you guys do that.
Yeah, last year we were doing a live stream in Dallas.
You know what's funny? Like,
he took me for a big fat steak. It was really good. We sat outside.
Yeah. Next week is my wedding anniversary, also, and
It is.
Yes.
What day is it on?
Wednesday. But I've jokingly told my wife Ann that I'm taking her to Dallas. I'm taking you on a trip to Dallas for our anniversary. But we'll be at the Dallas car show. So she knows the trick already. But you know, this is what you guys have to understand, our viewers. This is the kind of dedication that we have to the hobby. Okay. We will go to card shows on our birthdays, on our spouses' birthdays, on our anniversaries, whatever it is. The hobby is a very high priority for us, but we do it because we love it.
Yeah, well, speak for yourself, because I didn't get to go to Dallas last year because I had to promise Maria I was going to take her to see Bastille in May.
That's why I am the hardest working man in the hobby.
Yeah, you are.
I make those sacrifices for the hobby.
I'm not like Snoop Dogg. I can't give my girl the pimp hand.
Whoa. Hold on,
She gives me the pimp hand, unfortunately.
Oh boy. Okay, I bet she does. Okay. So a couple of things on my mind. Okay.
What is it?
I'm going to talk about the Las Vegas card show. I mean, not the Las Vegas toy show. I want to talk about that.
Okay.
Real quick here, I just want to talk about, because I'm looking at it right now, my eBay auctions. Man, I got hammered on eBay auctions this past week in terms of trying to buy stuff and getting outbid.
I was saying, you as a bidder.
Yeah, I tried to bid on a couple of things here. I'll tell you right now. Okay. I can talk about it now that it's over. So there was this Simpsons comic book that was a very rare variant that I think that people didn't really understand. And I tried to bid on it, and it was at $500, and I bid $800.
Okay,
thinking I would get it no problem, and I got sniped at the last minute. Actually, I'm the one that tried to
the last second. Like, when did you put it in 800 max?
I put it in at the 1 second mark. So some dude probably put a higher bid in the beginning, and I just didn't go high enough, right? So he got me there. Okay. And I was pretty pissed about that, but whatever. Okay. Then I tried to go for this very rare 1981 Hogan Poppy signed card. Beautiful card. It's a low grade PSA 6, but it had
that Poppy is the one from the figure.
Yes, but it had all these inscriptions on it. It had like #1 champ, Ichiban, his Japanese.
Wow.
It was at like $1,100. Last second, I bid $2,000, got outbid by $2,125 on that.
That's it. Okay. Oh my, heartbreaking.
So that was tough. But the biggest one that got me, that really upset me, that I lost out on was the Rhea Ripley 1-of-1 immaculate WWE logo patch. Okay. So let me tell. Are you familiar with the logo patches?
Yeah. Was this one have a WWE logo?
Yes. Okay. So for those of you guys don't know, Immaculate is doing this thing where they're trying to do like logo men, like NBA logo men or NFL Shield.
NFL logo, yeah, Shield.
They're doing it with WWE.
And then the logo man of Jerry West for NBA.
Yeah. So they're doing it with WWE now, where they're putting on the one of ones. They're putting like a patch where it says W on it, right?
Okay.
The WWE logo.
Yeah, well, it's like a little. Yeah, it's like doubled, but it's tracing the other one.
Yeah. So they're beautiful looking cards,
Mhm.
And I think that if wrestling ever takes off, these are going to be the ones that everybody wants. So, anyways, Rhea Ripley, one of the girls that I love to collect, she had this awesome patch card. The logo was black. She's all dressed up in black. She looks sinister, like the devil.
She's in her Judgment Day attire.
It's a beautiful looking card, right? And it's at like $500. Okay, few seconds left. So I said, I'm gonna get this no matter what. I'm gonna get this. Okay, so I put in a bid at $2,000, and even at $2,000, I was thinking to myself, man, I don't want to pay that much. I hope if $1,000, okay. I really shouldn't be spending that type of money on this card, but hopefully nobody bids me up. I thought somebody might bid me up to like $1,500 or something like that, $1,800. So I bid $2,000, no problem. And some bastard got me at $2,050 and $2,050. And I was like, part of me was relieved because I didn't have to spend that type of money, because honestly, I shouldn't be spending that type of money. Because I've been buying a lot of stuff lately, and I shouldn't be spending that type of money. So
that would have been awesome, though.
Part of me is relieved, but I mean, my wallet is relieved, but my collector in me was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I got outbid on that. Who the hell bid that high? At $500 with a couple seconds left, and then it goes to $2,000. Like, what did this guy bid? I need to know if you're the one who won this auction. I need to know what your max bid was, because if you just bid $2,100 and I lost out by like $100, I'm gonna be pissed. If you bid $5,000, okay, I will throw in the towel. I need to know what happened, but I missed out on that, and that pissed me off, and that made me try to like rage buy something. But
you're a rage buyer.
Oh yeah, definitely. If I lose out on an auction,
oh no,
I get pissed. Like if I bid on something and I lose out, okay, I'll take it. I will give credit to the other person that beat me on that, because I bid strong usually when I want something, right? If I lose out because I missed an auction because I didn't check my phone or I slept or whatever, I get super pissed. And I'll either delete all the stuff on my watch list, like I'll quit eBay, or I'll go and I'll rage buy something, just,
oh my goodness,
just to show people off, just to show them, for the people that beat me in the auctions.
Was that the only like one of one you've seen from WWE Immaculate?
There's a lot of one-on-ones on there, but I mean,
there are.
I'm a big Rhea Ripley fan. Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley, those are like the two wrestlers that I'm collecting the most right now, aside from Legends. And man, I would have loved to have that card. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have tried to flip it or anything like that. I would have kept that. I would have graded it, and it would have been a great centerpiece to my wrestling collection. But unfortunately, the better man won, and some dude out there has it. Hopefully, I'm kind of hoping though that some guy just, because I bid that up, I'm sure that guy put in a big number and he didn't think that nobody was gonna come close. So I definitely bid it up. I made that bastard pay for that. So I'm hoping maybe he doesn't pay and then they relist.
You get a second chance offer?
If I get a second chance, we'll see. We'll see what happens, guys. Okay, so that was what's on my mind about that. The other thing I want to talk about, let's talk about this.
Okay.
Las Vegas Toy Show.
Oh, that's right. You were there Saturday and you stayed overnight, you said?
Guys, I had a moment this weekend. I got to share you this.
I did see it on Instagram.
I had a moment this weekend. It was incredible. There was a lot of cool things that happened. Like I got upgraded to a suite, which was
what?
Amazing.
How was that?
I don't know. I went there. I got this like American Express Platinum where you can get upgrades, right?
You can?
And I don't know.
But because you purchased it with your, and we're not plugging Amex. We're just, because I really want to know this information because I have an Amex
Yeah,
too.
I want to be sponsored by.
But I have gold. You have a platinum, so
Yeah. So if anybody works for Amex, marketing department, if you see this, I will gladly be a spokesman for you guys within the hobby. But anyways, you get like a free upgrade if it's available, but it's not always available, right? So anyways, I check into the hotel, the Encore Hotel, and they said, "Oh, Mr. Wynn, you'll be upgraded today." And I'll be like, "Okay, that's awesome, right?" I'm thinking I go from like a little room to like a bigger room, no problem, right?
Okay.
And they said, you'll be in the Towers suite, sir. And I'm like, okay, cool. I don't even know what that is. I don't know. I thought they meant just like go to the North Tower or whatever, right?
Okay.
You know how like there's different sections for you to go. I said I said no problem, thank you. I didn't think anything of it. I start going there, and they told me I had to move my car to a different entrance. So I said, okay, whatever. I moved my car to a different entrance. It's exclusive to the tower entrance. And I drive up there, and they open my door. They take my bags. I'm like, what's going on here? And then I walk through the door, and the door, it's a private entrance that is right next to the elevator that leads up to these suites. And I was like, oh, that's convenient. Didn't think anything of it. Okay. I should have known something though, because I'm pretty sure I saw a UFC fighter come out of the elevator when stepped in.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
It's not Khabib, it's not Hamzat, but it's the other guy that has the beard. I'm pretty sure I saw him. If there's any UFC fans in here, I'm pretty sure I saw that guy come out. Anyways, I go up there. I go into the hallway. I open the door to my room. It's a freaking suite. It's like something that you would see in a movie. It was huge. It was bigger than like my house. Literally, it was
holy moly.
Literally, it was gigantic, and I was like, "What's going on here?" I thought it was a mistake, but they had upgraded me to a huge suite. This suite was probably like $2,000 a night, something ridiculous.
Did you have to pay that much?
No, I paid like $600
for one. Okay, for one night. You got to stay there for one night.
Yeah, for one night to be in there. I didn't even know the UFC fight was that night too, but it was.
Oh, that's probably I thought so. There was a UFC fight.
I think
so. There's probably somebody there. Yes,
that's probably why I got upgraded, because all the other rooms were probably booked, and they just upgraded me to the next available thing, which is a suite. But anyways, I got super lucky with that, so that was pretty cool. Man. But anyways, I want to get back to the actual show itself. The Las Vegas toy show. The show itself was just like whatever. It was mostly a Hot Wheels show.
Hot Wheels being like the cars? Hot Wheels?
Yeah. Hot Wheel cars, model cars, things like that. So as far as toys go, there was not a lot for me there. Because I'm not a toy guy. I'm not like a car toy guy. But the reason I went is to meet two of my childhood idols, my childhood heroes, Sergeant Slaughter and the voice of Optimus Prime, Peter Cullen.
Okay? That's right. You saw both of them.
Okay. I gotta tell you guys about this. It was such a great interaction that I had with this guy. First of all, Sergeant Slaughter. Okay, he signed this picture for me. This is from the G.I. Joe movie. Okay, 1987 G.I. Joe movie. He signed it to the Great Curator. Okay, which I thought was super awesome. Okay, and I paid for this package where I got this cool autograph. I got a T-shirt, which is an awesome T-shirt. I'm going to wear it at the Dallas Sergeant Slaughter T-shirt. And then I got to take a picture with him. I got to take a couple pictures with him. And if you've ever met a celebrity, athlete or whatever, when you pay for autographs, it's usually very quick. It's usually like one picture in and out, like 5 seconds, right?
Right, because they want to get like 1,000 in and out.
Right, yeah. And I was a little bit intimidated by meeting Sergeant Slaughter. I met him years ago, but for like 5 seconds. You know, it was one of those things where it was really quick. So I was a little bit intimidated to meet him because I don't know. I just imagined him to be like a hard ass, like a drill sergeant hard ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was so nice, so gracious to me. He took time to talk to me. I talked to him for like 5 minutes. It was awesome. And when I was taking pictures with him, his assistant was taking a bunch of pictures, you know. So I thought I had paid for one picture. He took like 20 different pictures for me. And it was so cool because I pulled out my Sergeant Slaughter figure. Let me grab it real quick here so you guys can see. I pulled my Sergeant Slaughter figure out, and I said, "Would you mind holding this for this picture?" And he said, "No problem, right?" So it was Sergeant Slaughter right here. Okay, Sergeant Slaughter was holding this Sergeant Slaughter figure that also came with another accessory. Okay,
yes.
Which is another Sergeant Slaughter figure like this. So it was really like a meta moment where it was like it was just awesome. Okay.
Is he giving the finger? What is it? What's he doing?
Putting a finger like this.
Oh, finger number one. Okay.
And then I showed him my super fractor, which I had him hold.
I saw that little added measure there.
It was so awesome. I pulled it out, and he's like, "Oh my gosh!"
Oh, he took a gander at it.
Yeah, he said, "I know this card. I remember this."
Really?
Yeah. And I said, "Yeah." I said, "This is one of your rarest cards, sir." And he's like, "Yeah, I remember signing this because this came out in 2021."
Because it's on card auto.
Yeah, and he's like, "Where did you get this?" You know?
Oh my goodness.
I told him I bought it, and he's like, "Oh, that's really cool," because he got to see it again. So that was really awesome. And then this happened. This was like a spontaneous thing, but like we're taking pictures. We're holding this up, right? I'm doing this, right? And then all of a sudden, because I paid for an extra thing where he was going to put me in the Cobra clutch, right? Mm-hmm. So I thought we were going to set up for that. I'm holding this thing like this, and then he says, "Okay, now it's time." And he grabs my neck like this, and you can see a picture of him choking me like this. And it was such a surprise that he grabbed me like this, and I went, "Wow!" like this. I was like scared for a second. I mean, he was gentle about it, but he did it like this, and it was so funny. And he's like, "Give up." And then after that, he did the Cobra clutch on me, where he put.
I thought you were into that, Dan.
Believe me. Yeah, I am. Okay, it depends on my mood. Okay, but then he put me in the Cobra clutch where he's holding me like this. I'm like,
"Whoa, it's getting kinky here."
That move is serious. Okay, I don't know why. I mean, maybe it doesn't look good on TV, but they need to bring back the Cobra clutch because that thing, I was not getting out of that.
I'm surprised you're still walking, man.
No, he was like this. And you know what's so cool about Sergeant Slaughter?
What's that?
The dude is huge. I didn't realize how big this guy is.
Oh, I'm sure, man. All those guys back then were super huge.
6'4". He is a towering individual where he wears his drill sergeant hat and he's wearing his sunglasses. Very intimidating, but it was such a great.
Did you feel like a little kid next to him?
I did. I was like, it was awesome. It was
just not just physically, but emotionally.
It's hard to explain, but it was such a cool interaction with him where he like did all that stuff. And I just thought it was so cool. And I was a fan of Sergeant Slaughter before, but after that interaction with him, I'm his biggest fan now. I am his biggest fan. I was like looking for other things to buy to support him. And here's what I want to talk about. About this. Like, these wrestlers, they do these appearances at shows, and sometimes you look at them and like they just sit at their table, they're not doing much or whatever, right? I feel like if you are my biggest takeaway from that experience is if you're a fan of these guys, go support them. Go buy their t-shirts, pay for their autograph, pay for their picture, whatever it is, just support these guys because they are awesome. And if you can have a positive interaction like I did with Sergeant Slaughter, it's priceless. Let me tell you, it is priceless. I paid $100 for this package, right?
That's crazy. Wow. That's nothing.
Yeah. The t-shirt, the autograph, the photos, right?
What?
And I would have paid $500 for that type of experience. You know what I mean? To be able to do that. But he was such a cool guy, super nice, awesome interaction. I want to meet him again, to be honest. At WrestleCon, I might
That's
do
a great deal.
Yeah, I might go back to him and do it again, but I thought that was super cool. So that was my takeaway from that. And then the other interaction I had was with Peter Cullen. Okay. Peter Cullen, the voice of Optimus Prime here. Here's this picture.
Lower that down. I want to see Dan's face too. Oh my gosh, you're wearing the t-shirt.
Yes. Between two, I gotta represent between two
That's
slabs, right?
Look at you.
Okay. I'm always representing between two slabs. So
but
anyway,
God, Dan, you look like a giant. You look like a football player next to him.
He's not a big guy. He's not a big guy. Okay. So this one was a little bit different because this is like when you pay for the photo and they get you in and out real quick, like I was talking before, right? So this interaction lasted for about 10, like maybe like 15, 20 seconds. It was quick, right?
Okay.
But what was really cool about this is I have my childhood Optimus Prime toy.
And you showed me you actually played with it.
This toy, this is my childhood that I've had since the 1980s. So this is like,
wow.
This is 30, 35, like probably like over 35 years old, this toy right here. And I actually got him to hold it in the picture, which was super cool. I'll never get rid of this. I will never get rid of this toy. It means so much to me now.
Especially now.
Yes. But I showed him the toy and he was like, he looked at it and he was like, wow, that's really cool. And I told him, I said, sir, I've been a fan of yours for over 30 years. Thank you so much for everything you've done. Just telling him how much I appreciate him. And he shook my hand. It was only a short interaction, but he shook my hand and he's got an iron handshake for
a little man like that.
For a man of his size and his age, he's like over 80 years old.
Oh, he is? Oh, yes. He looks great.
For a man his size and his age, he's got like a gorilla handshake. Like it crushed my hands. He shook my hand. He looked me straight in the eye. He smiled and he said, thank you. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate that.
Oh, wow.
And I melted. Okay. I melted. Like, it was like a I don't know, like a teenager meeting like a heartthrob, I felt like a teenage girl meeting a music heartthrob or something. I melted. I was like, I couldn't believe it. Like my knees got wobbly. My
Did
knees
you cry?
got wobbly because it just felt so warm how he took the moment to do that. You know what I mean? And after I left, I got this picture. I cherish this picture so much now. Him and Sergeant Slaughter. I was a little bit worried about meeting these guys because sometimes you meet people and they just kind of brush you off. You know what I mean?
Right.
But these guys, it was such a great positive experience. And here's my takeaway from the whole thing. Okay. Here's my point. We collect a lot of stuff. The hobby is we make the hobby mostly about collecting, and it's a lot of like buying, selling, profit, money, right? Okay. But really the hobby is about passionate collecting and also having these type of experiences. You know what I mean? These type of experiences, if you have the opportunity to meet somebody that you idolize, an athlete, a celebrity, an actor, whatever, if you have a chance to meet them, go do it. Because I mean, not all interactions are going to be as positive as mine, but if you can have that type of interaction and you can create a memory like I have, you will treasure it forever. And it's a rush. It's a high. I want to go meet other people now. I want to go see other celebrities that I've had that I've idolized for years. I want to chase that high, but I just thought it was so awesome. And I think that gets lost in the hobby a lot. We don't really talk about this. Like at the Dallas show, they have autograph signings at the Dallas show.
They do
all the time, but we never even pay attention to that stuff. Right.
No, I don't even see the lines.
Yeah. Because, but we should, as collectors, we should look for these experiences because these people that bring us so much joy, they're not going to be around forever. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I've talked about this with Jason David Frank, the Green Power Ranger, how I wanted to meet him. He came to our area, Southern California, and I kind of blew it off. Like I didn't want to drive through traffic to meet him. And then, he passed away and I'll never have that opportunity again. And I think that opportunity with him, from what I've seen of other people, would have been just as positive an interaction. And I regret that. So my biggest takeaway from the week, I had a great time, and I would encourage anybody, if you get a chance to meet anybody that you like, whatever it is, go meet them. And if you have to pay to meet them, for the opportunity to meet them, do it, because you're supporting these people, and you want to support them. Like, remember when I got that Bret Hart cameo? Remember that?
I do.
That was a great cameo experience for me. A lot of people talk shit about me for that, and they're saying, "Oh, he's stupid. He spent money to pay for this. It's such a nerd thing to do." A lot of people were making fun of me for that, but I had a great interaction from that. I had a great experience from that cameo, and we as as fans of these people, we need to support them. You know what I mean? So I will gladly buy somebody's t-shirt, pay $20 for a t-shirt, pay $50 for an autograph or whatever it is. If I can get that type of experience and make that type of memory, I will gladly do it. So I encourage everybody to do the same.
That sounds great.
Yeah. So,
yeah, now you look like you had a blast. You look like you were 12 years old again.
I mean, I'm telling you, I want to buy more Optimus Prime stuff. I want to buy more Peter Cullen stuff, Sergeant Slaughter stuff. I want to do all that stuff because it was great. And it energizes me to be more in the hobby. You know what I mean? Like the hobby can wear you down, guys. To be honest, after coming back from Asia and being away from things, now I had the perspective that the hobby can really wear you down when you get caught up in all the bullshit. But you got to remember that a big part of what we do is just being a passionate collector, being a nerd about all these things. So if you get any chance to kind of enjoy that side of the hobby, take a picture with your favorite guy, whatever, get an autograph, you need to take it. You need to take it because it will pay off. You will have a memory that you will cherish forever, and it will re-energize you to be in the hobby.
So true. I do that with concert posters. Sometimes I get in line and get the artist to autograph them if there's that opportunity, like a book signing or something.
Yeah, and not every experience is going to be awesome. Sometimes people are going to blow you off. Sometimes people, it's not going to be great to meet the person that you idolize. But if you can, then it's awesome. I mean, you just got to experience it for yourself. And if anybody is a Sergeant Slaughter fan, go meet him. He's awesome. I would definitely encourage anybody who is a fan of Sergeant Slaughter or Peter Cullen, go meet them. You will have a great time. Okay, so enough of that.
How many people were in line though before you go to the next thing? Like, how many people were behind you waiting? Like, God, get that idiot out of here!
I was the last person.
He's been in there. Oh, you were?
Yeah, I was the last person for pretty much both of those. I don't know how I ended up being the last person in line for these things.
You got some special time then. You got a little encore going.
Yeah. So even after they met all these people, they still took the time to interact with me that way, and they really touched me, in a profound way where I will always remember that type of experience. So I love it. So
yeah, it's great. You got to spend some time with them for sure.
So I encourage everybody to do that. Okay, moving on. Anything else that's on your mind before we get into mail days?
No, I'm just ready for a great March with you, Dan.
Awesome. Okay, mail days. Go ahead.
No, you
want me to go?
Yeah, well, no, I'll start because there's another special card I forgot that I really want to show on the show. So while you, I'll show a few off first, and then while you're showing them off, I'll go look for that card.
Okay.
I've been working all day, but anyway, Dan and I are getting ready for the WrestleMania Wrestlecon. Oh my gosh, and the guest list just keeps getting better and better every single day. I know I sent the link to Dan. Check it out on WrestleCon.
I'm going to meet Bret Hart. there. That's my.
Did
goal.
You already get a photo op payment for him, or are you going to do?
No, but I should do it. And I'll tell you guys this: I did not buy my stuff. This is why I was the last person, because I did not buy my tickets beforehand, and I was stressed out that they was going to sell out. But luckily, they let me in to do all these things. So if you're going to go to any of these type of events, buy it beforehand so you don't get yourself stressed out.
So even the one that you went to this weekend was sold out time you got there.
Yeah.
And you bought it prior to arriving.
Well, it wasn't like it was sold out online, but you could still buy it there. But I was the last person there, so.
Yeah, well, you don't want to go there all the way from LA to Vegas, then all of a sudden it's sold out. That would really suck.
Yeah.
That'd be really embarrassing.
I was stressed.
And you're like, man, I've paid for my photo op and autograph opportunity here. Like, I can't even get in now.
Right.
Boy, that would suck. Yeah, buy it because this list is getting crazy. It's at the Millennium Biltmore, downtown Los Angeles. And also, please stop by and see Dan and I, because even if you're going to WrestleMania, they're doing shuttles from the convention to SoFi Stadium where WrestleMania is being held. So it's going to be insane. Look at there. And he's going to have, are you going to be showing off your Sergeant Slaughter card there?
All my wrestling cards there. All my wrestling cards.
And so, he's going to be there again at WrestleCon. Sergeant Slaughter.
I might meet him again. To be honest, I just want to support him. I'll go buy his T-shirt. I'll go buy another autograph, just to support the dude because it was. I mean, I'm like his biggest fan now. I'm his biggest fan.
Oh my goodness! So yeah, it's gonna be like even Ric Flair. Did you get a photo op yet with Ric Flair?
Not yet.
See, here's your opportunity too. You've got all kinds of good. You love Ric Flair too.
Yeah, but we got to figure out how we're going to manage our table when we're going waiting in lines because I had to wait in line for like an hour to get these autographs.
Well, I'm not going to do that. But I think on those photo ops though, you can reserve a time or something.
Okay, we got to figure that out.
To check that out.
Yeah.
So there's all kinds of things to do there. And then I also noticed like Lita is going to be there, but she's wrestling in WrestleMania. So I don't know how that is going to work. I didn't know the WWE people could come over to the Wrestlecon, but I guess they're there.
She might cancel. I don't know because
true.
I think they wrote her in last minute to do that.
Oh, is that what happened? You think?
I think so.
I think it was. I think you were right. The rumor was on the Raw where they won the tag team championships that it was a last minute decision.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm gearing up for WrestleMania for WrestleCon. Me and Dan. So right now, my mind is on wrestling cards besides just pop culture and sports. So I am going to bring a lot to Dallas and the other shows. I'll be prior to the WrestleCon. So all the cards that right now are going to be like topical to WrestleMania or any other storylines that's going on in the other leagues like AEW and ROH. So I got Sami Zayn. This is a gold from the Chronicle Spectra here. This is numbered out of 10. You can see right there. So I'm getting kind of low numbers of any of the big guys. And actually, here is a Sami Zayn rookie card. Even though the following year has his rookie logo, this is prior because of the rookie one on the card is from 2015. This is the NXT. So I guess this is like a prospect card for the wrestling world. Correct, Dan?
Yes.
Would you say that would be?
Yeah.
Why are they doing it a year before when he was actually a rookie in 2014? And then also, I think this guy is going to get a big push in the WWE. I mean, he's already the Intercontinental Champion, and that is Gunther, formerly known as Walter. Did you know he had two names, Dan?
Yeah, I like him better as Walter. I like his gimmick. He's like the ring general and everything. And now his body looks good. Before he was kind of like,
oh my God, yeah, I was surprised at the same guy.
But I like his gimmick. I like his gimmick of being like the ring general, and he's got his two guys in the back. It's pretty cool.
It is. And then I've got a rookie card. This is a non-auto, which I never seen really much of. Maybe you have, Dan, because I know you collect these cards. We've talked about it earlier tonight's show. Is the Transcendence, and this is actually Rhea Ripley's rookie year from 2020, Transcendent, and it's a numbered out of 50.
Yeah, that's part of their base set.
And then I have cards like this. This is like it's for they had a base set too, besides just autographs.
Yes.
Oh, I did not know that. And then just to have, at the show, some, cheaper cards. This is like a Revolution of Dominic Mysterio. So he's, big storyline going on with him right now. And then here's another Walter. This is actually like his, again, rookie or prospect year with NXT 2019. This is autographed on card auto of Walter. And then I got a PSA 10 2018 auto bronze. I think this is auto gold of Sami Zayn. This is numbered out of 10. PSA 10, folks. And then this weird league or weird grading company, FCG. And this is a green auto prism sensational signatures. Another Sami Zayn, but I kind of liked it because it's kind of a match color card because he's wearing like a green camo like type outfit. And then I had one of these cards until a few months ago, and I decided to buy another one. One got listed, and it was an offer I could not refuse. Actually, I think I won an auction, and it was way cheaper than what I sold it for. And it's a 2011 PSA 10 of Kenny Omega and Ito Ibushi. No, Kota Ibushi. Sorry, I got the name wrong. No, it's Ibushi. Who's still very popular in all Japan. But this is Kenny Omega's very first card from BBM Wrestling Bushiroad, and that's pretty cool. So Dan can show off his cards now. I'm going to look for that special card I really want to show everybody.
Okay,
I am listening.
Very awesome. Okay, my mail day is here. What did I get here? What did I have here? I picked up. So you're gonna notice a theme here, guys. I love Topps Transcendent, WWE Topps Transcendent.
I do too.
I saw our friend Kelly ripping list in there.
Big rings, ripping list.
Yes, Kelly, I'm gonna message you after this. We're gonna work a deal. You've got a couple of things that I want. We're gonna work a deal. Hopefully
he will be there this weekend, Dan.
Yes, I know. So Kelly, if you're listening to me, I'm gonna message you on Instagram. We're gonna work a deal. Anyways, 2 Sasha Banks Transcendent autos here. These are alphas. These are 1 of 25 and 1 of 15. I've been on this alpha kick lately where I've been collecting number 1s. That's like my thing now. So I picked up these 2 things, these 2 alpha cards. These are really cool. What's interesting about this Sasha Banks Transcendent card, this is from Topps 2021. Yeah. And I found this out from our friend Gelman, is that this was not in the base set release. This is an exclusive to the WWE Transcendent VIP party.
It was.
Okay? So for those of you who don't know, basically when you bought this crazy Topps Transcendent set for like $10,000, inside the box where you get all these other things, you get a ticket to a party for WrestleMania. And you go to WrestleMania and they gave you like a goodie bag. And in that goodie bag were these Sasha Transcendent autos. So they're actually more rare, I'm assuming here because of that. So I got these 2. So that's really cool.
I would assume.
Yes. And then
did you get those from Kelly? Is that what you said?
No, I got them from somebody else.
Okay.
And then I got here. This is a good one, guys. This is something that I've been looking for a while that I finally got. Okay. Transcendent Charlotte Flair red 1 of 1 from the 2021 set right here. Charlotte Flair 1 of 1. If you guys know, I have the Charlotte Flair Superfractor. Okay. Ooh. Now I have the 1 of 1. So I have the sister 1 of 1s from the set here. Okay. And this is what's really interesting about this set, guys.
And they're two different years, correct?
No, it's the same year.
It is the same year, but different variations.
Yes. I mean, I'm going to explain that to you right now.
Oh, awesome.
So usually a Superfractor is a gold variation of the base card, right? For example, with these Sasha Bank autos, same picture, but different colors, green and gray, and they're numbered differently, right?
Mm-hmm.
What makes the Transcendent Superfractors, WWE Transcendent Superfractors, special is it is a different picture. It's just not a gold version of this. It's a different picture. So it is a true 1 of 1 when you compare it. And in the 2021 release, which is the last year that Topps had the WWE license and they went all out, this is the only year that has the Superfractor in it. The previous Transcendent sets of 20 and 21, 19 and 20
right,
do not have Superfractor variations.
I did not know that.
They have 1 of 1 variations, but not Superfractor variations. So that makes these extremely rare, and there's only 50 of these cards in that set out there at all. So very, very exclusive club to have this. But now I have the Charlotte Flair 1 of 1, and I'll tell you a story about this.
Okay.
There's this dude on here. I know he doesn't watch this, but there's a dude. I'm not going to say his name, but he has a lot of wrestling cards, and he has this card. He's kind of a dick. When I messaged him on eBay trying to get a deal for this, originally he had this plus the entire rainbow set available. So there's like 5 cards.
Oh, yes.
He had it for like $2,500, best offer. I offered the dude $1,750, right, for it. And and this is through chat, eBay chat. And I said, and I'm very polite when I talk to people on eBay. I say, hey, sir, would you consider an offer on this? And he's like, what's your offer? And I said, $1,750, sir. Compared to some other sales that were out there. And he said, he's kind of dick to me. He said, no, right? Here's an example, and here's a lesson that people should learn. Oftentimes, the first offer you get is the best offer. And if you can take profit on it, you should take it. because what happened is this guy had this eBay listing sit there for like a year and nobody was making any moves on this. So for some reason, he broke the 1 of 1 off and he put it at 1050. And when he broke it off, put it at 1050, I scooped it up right away. And now he has these other cars that are just sitting there that nobody wants for whatever reason. But he could have just got 1750 from me a year ago, had that money, done something with it, and then he would have got rid of all the cards. Instead, he tried to be stubborn about it, and he had to break it off later on. So screw that guy. I got the card. I'm happy.
Yeah, but come on. Have you done that and regretted it?
Many times. Many times. That's why I tell you guys, sometimes the best offer is the first offer you get. So
Gotcha.
if you can get profit, don't get greedy. Let that be a lesson. Move the money. If you're going to buy, sell, and trade in the hobby consistently, move the money. Okay. Unless you want to enjoy the card and you want to, hang on to it. But if you can take profit, move the card. Okay.
Gotcha.
Anyway, so I got that. I love transcendent cards. I love.
Are you going to bring that to the shows with us? Or are you getting that graded? Because it looks like it's getting ready for grade.
No, I'm not going to. No, it just came from eBay authentication.
Okay.
I don't grade these transcendents because, 1 of 1s, I don't really care to grade 1 of 1s, to be honest. In particular, the transcendent ones, I don't mess with them because they got the metal border. They're fake cards. I'm not going to mess with it. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe now you got me thinking. Maybe
they still grade pretty well. I was surprised because I was worried they would grade.
Yeah, the superfractors, I definitely anything that's like uncirculated, meaning that it's been sealed by the manufacturer like this. I don't crack those open.
Oh wow!
Anyways, so I got those, and then the last thing I want to show you off real quick here is I got myself a toy grail. Okay.
Ooh.
This is a G.I. Joe graded by AFA 80 of an Argentina. I can't even pronounce it. Argentina variation of a G.I. Joe figure called Saturn. Very extremely rare figure to have, even extremely rare to have it carded like this. And I told this whole story on Instagram, but basically I'll just keep it short here, guys. I've always wanted this figure. It was very hard to find for many, many years, and I could just never afford it. So the fact that I'm able to get this figure now, that it's graded, that it's carded, this to me is like symbolic of me being in a position where I've made it in life, guys. I've made it where I can spend money and buy these toys. I paid $2,000 for this, guys. That's why I couldn't buy the Rhea Ripley. Okay, I didn't have money for Rhea Ripley.
Good thing because
I spent over $2,000 on this toy here, and I was telling this story that some guys when they've made it, they'll buy like a Rolex or they'll buy a Porsche. Or they'll move into like a really rich, affluent neighborhood, right?
Right.
But for nerds like me,
he buys a G.I. Joe.
We buy a graded toy grail, and that's our sign that we've made it. So this is an extremely awesome piece for me to have, and it makes me proud to own it. And I've been telling you guys for a while, graded toys are going to be a thing. Okay, guys. Graded toys have been a thing. I've been monitoring the prices on these. They're going up. They're not getting cheaper. They're going up, and they're still relatively in the early stages of their cycle compared to like cards, comics, things like that. Okay, so you're going to see me talk a lot about graded toys this year. I'm going to be buying more of these things, and I'm just so excited to have this and to share it with you guys.
Now, how'd you know about that particular G.I. Joe?
Well, this one, okay, this is from a foreign country. All right. Mm-hmm. This is modeled after one of the most popular G.I. Joe figures of all time. His name is Storm Shadow. It's a white ninja. Okay. And anything in the 80s, 90s, a ninja back in the day was like the coolest thing ever. You want to be cool?
Yeah, so true.
You want to be cool? You put ninja in front of something or behind something, and it's a cool thing. Ninja Turtles, for example, right?
Yes.
All right. Remember those old movies, American Ninja?
Oh yes,
things like that. Anything that is associated with ninjas was badass. Okay. Anyways, so the Storm Shadow figure was the coolest figure you could have, and then through the grapevine, through rumors, we found out as G.I. Joe collectors, we found out that other countries used the Storm Shadow mold and made their own version, but they changed it different colors. Okay.
Oh, wow.
So there's a red one, There's a black one, and there's even a teal one out there. Anyways, not only were like, if you were a ninja, you're really cool. Okay. But if you were also a red ninja, you were even cooler, right? It was like the coolest thing in the world. That's how I found out about it, through the grapevine, through like rumors. And then I'll show you this real quick. As a nerd, back in the day, you get reference books. Before the internet, before you could look
there
up
it is down there
on the internet, right? They made these reference books for G.I. Joe of like international figure collections or whatever.
Now, is that like a vintage one, or is that like a new current?
This came out like 25 years ago.
Oh, so a vintage pretty much.
And then in here, there's like other collectors that catalog these things and they publish these books. In here, they tell you information about this figure. So that's how I knew about it. Okay. Seeing it here. And as I'm flipping, you can imagine, as I'm a young kid, I'm flipping through this. I'm like, oh my God, what? There's a red ninja. There's a black ninja, things like that. And I've wanted this figure for over 30 years. I've been hunting for this figure over 30 years. And I never thought I could afford one. And then another problem is they're bootlegs. Like people like will make fake versions. They'll paint them. So you can never trust it, which is why it is so important for toys to be graded. That is the next evolution of toy collecting, is graded toys, because I never bought the loose version of this because I didn't know if it was real, and I couldn't, I didn't know what was going on. But when there's a legitimate company that has experts that can encapsulate this and authenticate it, which was the original purpose of grading companies in the first place, to authenticate things.
Right.
Now I'm in a position where I can get the toy that I want. I know that it's real. I know the condition of it. I'm not a toy expert. So if I look at this, I can't tell the condition of it like I can with cards. But because they have all this information, just like we have with cards, it makes it accessible for people like me to acquire these type of grails, which is another reason why I believe so strongly in the graded toy market.
Wow.
Yeah. That's my sales pitch for AFA and CAS. These are the two main grading companies. If you guys see this, if you need a brand ambassador, I'm your guy. Okay. So that's all my mail day stuff. Anything else?
That's it. I just realized I haven't got that card yet. It's still in the mail.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
All right. I'm just getting excited. I want it for Thursday.
All right. Okay. So I know people have been waiting patiently for us.
Yes,
so now this is the time where we get to the comment section for you guys. So we will try to go through as many of these comments as we can. If you guys have any comments or questions, now's the time to put them in, and we'll talk to you guys directly.
Can't wait to see them. 25 Perez, happy birthday. Thanks, 25 Perez. Carlos, happy birthday, Merlin. Wish you all the best. Thank you. I hope to have all the best this month. Philly Joe, happy birthday, Merlin. Have a great one. Let's go. I'm going, man, as fast as I can. Ed Ram. Ed, good to see you. Hope to see you this weekend. I don't know if you're coming up from Houston or not, but thank you for the birthday wishes. Joe, happy birthday. Thanks, man.
Look at all this love you're getting.
Adrian, CV Sports Cards. Happy birthday, Merlin. Terrible, Dan. Emmanuel, happy birthday. Thank you. Shin Bin Maru, 1. Good evening, fellas, gentlemen. Happy birthday, Merle. Trip to Japan will Merle win? I guess when they do a card show.
Believe me, guys, I'm going back to Japan. I'm going back to Asia. I loved it so much. And if I can convince Merlin to go with me,
I probably would never come back.
We're going to be doing Between Two Slabs International Edition.
Oh, with the food and everything. Oh, yeah. My goodness. Mama Breaks. Stephanie, thank you so much for the birthday wishes. Happy birthday, Barf Day. Big John Collector's Cards. Happy birthday, Merlin. May the force be with you, and also with you, man. Carlos Moran is pushing his luck. He needs some veteran mentors to show him the way. Hopefully, yes.
I agree.
I'm sure they'll get on him. Like I said, but he's a kid still. Well, it's not the same when our parents were 24. Carlos, yes, I agree, Dan. The legend card should command a larger price. That's for the wrestling, correct?
Yes, and I think that should be the way in sports too. And I don't know. I feel like the last couple years or whatever, there's been this push to buy prospects, to buy into the hype and everything like that. But I feel like I feel like there should be an effort to educate people and make a push to shift the mentality of the hobby towards letting the legends be the chase cards, set the ceilings for pricing and all that stuff, and then let the prospects grow in value, right? Because if you think about it like this, if you pay up for the superfractor of, these guys or whatever, the one of ones of these guys, and you set the price, where's the upside in that, right? If they start playing well and they their team does well or whatever, where's the upside? If there is any upside, it's going to be minuscule. We know this. We know when players perform well and their teams do well, the price of their cards do not really go up in value that much because it's already baked in to the original hype of the price, right? So we should let these guys, if these guys have a breakout performance and they perform well or they live up to the hype, we should let that push up the price later on versus in the beginning. You know what I mean? It just makes more sense. And I think it will stabilize the hobby if we do it that way. But I think there has to be a consensus effort for everybody to kind of view it that way. You know what I mean?
Papa Jim, hello, gang. Safe travels to Dallas this week. We'll see you guys Friday morning. Going to be a fun weekend. Always with Papa Jim. He just laughs and laughs and laughs.
Love Papa Jim.
Carlos, prospecting is definitely a gamble, hit or miss. Hopefully that pay off in years from now. It's a big gamble. Andrew, good evening, Dan and Merlin. Happy, healthy, blessed birthday. Thank you, Andrew. Philly Joe, it's called gambling.
It is, but when you're gambling, it's like you're gambling.
Definitely gamble.
It's like you're paying max bet with terrible odds on these guys. You know what I mean? It's the odds are not in your favor. You know what I mean? Like you're not playing the odds when you're prospecting with these guys and you're paying these max prices. Is what I'm trying to say.
Leo, I was at AEW Revolution last night. Oh, it was in San Francisco. Hope you enjoyed it. I watched it live. Toa, if Cody's relationship hadn't strained at AEW, I don't think he would have left. He was losing power and influence. That's so true. That's so true. Andrew, my feeling is MJF quietly re-signed with AEW. I do think he could go to WWE one day, though he's only in his 20s still. AJ Styles, for example, didn't make his debut until 40. Gosh, that was super late. Yeah, and I think, AEW is just letting MJF have creative freedom, too. Let him say what he wants to. Pretty much MJF stays in character his entire time. So I think, him talking shit about AEW and say he's going to go to WWE is all the work, in my opinion. Believe it or not, some of the top AEW guys make just as much from shirt sales as the WWE guys because they got more of a cut. That is like the Young Bucks. And I can imagine also the biggest merch seller in AEW is Danhausen, who it's not even a good wrestler. He's just a jobber. I mean, he actually wrestled last night in the 4-way tag team championship with Orange Cassidy. And I predicted this. He was the one to get pinned by the Guns.
Yeah.
He was going to be the pinner or the penny. Is that right, Dan? What'd you say? He's the penny?
Yeah.
The penny in the pasta? Ricardo Ibarra, nice setup curator. Yeah, he's really done a hell of a job, hasn't he, guys?
It's coming along,
his
guys.
Championship belts up there on the top left, which
coming along, guys.
At.
I'm like 75% done with my setup. I'm still
75%.
Yeah.
Oh
still
my gosh.
Things, but I'm getting there.
Andrew, are you guys going to watch the Oscars on Sunday? Any predictions? Best movie, actor, actress, etc. I'm definitely going to watch it. I'll get home late, so I'll try not to look at anything on the internet because I don't like to see who won. But I won't get home till later. My girlfriend's going to a Oscar party. I only live down the street. I used to live pretty much walking distance from the Oscars, so sometimes I would go up there to see what the hell was going on. But my prediction is it's gonna, just like from Parasite, it's gonna be an Asian Sweet Dan with somewhere, whatever. Gosh, can't even think right now.
Whatever that movie's called. I know.
Michelle, have you seen it, Michelle Yao?
No, I haven't.
everywhere all at once. Everything everywhere all at once. But yeah, I've seen it twice actually.
Oh, awesome.
And I predict that's
on my to-do list to watch that movie for sure.
You did see Maverick though too. That was a good one.
Yeah.
That's got, that could win too. That could be an upset, but I think it's going to be everything everywhere at once. Joe Champagne, Dan and Merlin, cards in general have never been marketed. They have been around 140 years. Star Wars easily 20, 30 times just the amount of collectors compared to card community.
It's crazy. It's crazy to think that that these companies, Topps and Panini and whatever other companies before them, that they never took advantage of marketing their product. It's almost like they took it for granted that, oh, we have these fans, we have these collectors, we can do whatever we want, we'll make money. Like if you have a popular product, if you have collectors that are spending tens of thousands of dollars on your product, if you have a secondary market where your values of your products 10x, why? And you have all these other companies built around your products, grading companies and supplies and websites and all these services, right? Why would you not market that? Why would you not try to grow your part of the pie as big as possible? Why would you just rest on your laurels and just let things be like this? You know what I mean?
Sure.
Whoever was the CEO of these companies, I feel like they dropped the ball. They dropped the ball, especially the last couple of years. They definitely,
when it was at its peak,
right? They definitely dropped the ball, and now you got this big multi-billion-dollar company, Fanatics, comes in, and they know exactly what to do, and they're gonna grab all the market share. They're gonna grab all the market share, and all these other guys that were there before, they're going to be like, why didn't we do that?
Yeah, I wonder what would happen if Panini or Fanatics would run an ad on the Super Bowl.
Yeah, why not? I mean, there's so many different ways you can market your product that they just never did it. I don't understand. But
I did see a couple of the WWE promoting their cards during the show, but I haven't seen it recently. Have you?
Yeah. No, not recently, to be honest.
No.
But that's just another example. Remember, okay, so here's a little bit of history if you guys didn't know this. Topps, when they were making tons of money during the pandemic, they had a plan to go public with their company. They were going to be a publicly traded company. And they were taking their time to do it, right? And they were thinking they were hot shit. They were saying they were valued at $500 million or something like that, right? Topps executives, anybody that owned Topps stock internally, they were gonna cash out. It was gonna be huge. And then they lost the license to baseball because Fanatics came in and bought that license. Fanatics is a clothing company. They came in and they bought the license.
Sports apparel, right?
Yeah, and people were like, "Oh shit!" And then when they took the license away from Topps, the valuation for Topps tanked, and then they had to cancel their IPO. They could not go public anymore because of that.
God.
And then the only course of action that they could do at that time, people were speculating that they were going to go out of business. The only thing that they could do is get bought out by Fanatics, which is what happened. And then Panini followed the same thing. Panini had the basketball license, the NFL license. Fanatics outbid them, took that license away from them. Now Fanatics is focusing on other stuff, F1 and soccer or whatever it is. But now people are saying that Panini is going to be sold at some point or whatever.
Right.
I don't know. But these companies, they should have taken advantage of the popularity of their product and marketed the hell out of it, taken all the money that they made over the last year and just marketed the hell out of these products and secured their market share versus what they did versus their lack of any action. And then they would have been in a totally different place.
Mm-hmm. GV Sports Cards picking up any of that Phantom Disney product?
I ordered a case of it, but I cannot talk about it until it gets here. But
okay.
It is coming. It is coming. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about it. That's all I'm going to say.
Why is it called Phantom Disney?
I can't say it.
Oh, you can't even say that. Wow, this is top secret, folks. Oh my gosh, now I'm intrigued. I'm gonna go do some research tonight.
Do some research. Start buying cases. Start buying it on eBay if you can find it.
Oh, you heard him now. Oh, it's pumping and dumping Phantom Disney cases.
You might see if I get it in time. I'm hoping it might show up at Dallas. We'll see. No guarantees.
You're hoping it would.
Yeah, no guarantees. We'll see.
Happy early birthday, Merle. Oons, oons, oons. Thanks, Toa. You're on fire tonight with your answers. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Toa, I wish WWE would go to the retro logo. The modern one looks like a Wonder Woman logo.
Yeah.
I always tell everybody that. That drives me crazy too. HBO hot tickets. I don't know. Yo, Merle, you still going the you still got the Ultimate Warrior card? No, I sold it like a month ago. The Pulsar 75. Toa, it's funny you're talking about experiences because it's been talked about that Fanatics will use something like this in their sports card releases.
I think so. I think the people that they're bringing in to work in the company in their card market divisions.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're smart people from the outside, and I think they're going to do a lot of innovating with their products. I think that it might be too much for us, for people that are used to a certain way of doing things in the hobby. Okay. But I think there's going to be a lot of innovation, and part of that is going to be through experiences. And I think it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Like, people are talking about like winning experiences where you can break with athletes and, win tickets to games and things like that. I think that'd be really cool.
And you're talking about those redemption cards, correct?
Yeah.
Fire sports cards. That's a good message, Dan.
Mm-hmm. He's talking about my focus on experience right there.
Yes. Papa Jim, guys, Lou, the Incredible Hulk Ferrigno will be in Dallas signing this weekend. Uh-oh. He's still around?
I've met Lou Ferrigno once.
You did? Where?
Yeah, it was at a comic show. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's a big man too. My gosh. Let's see here.
Back when they had to use real people for the CG parts. Mm-hmm. I watched that show as a kid all the time. Probably before your time, though. Did you watch it?
The Hulk? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember.
Oh, you did watch?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's all stuff.
Probasaur from the Pokemon. That's awesome. Congratulations on your Grail G.I. Joe, Dan. Looks like it's in great condition as it should be in that nice graded case. It does look nice.
Thank you so much.
Now, were you just going to buy like a high graded one, or it didn't matter what it was? You just wanted one. Like, how rare are those toys?
Super rare. And I would have just bought any grade, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're just rare. Like, the population reports on these are still very, very low. I mean, that can change in the future, but I just don't see that. I just don't see a lot of these pop up where it's a graded figure. And here's another thing that's interesting about this figure that people don't know. You see this little punch hole up here?
Yes.
This is where they used
where the hanger.
Yeah, they used to hang it on the peg. If you can find these things where it's not punched out like this one is, where it's unpunched, makes it even more rare.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah, even more rare.
I think that's the way the Star Wars toys, right?
Yes.
As well?
Any type of toy that's unpunched, very rare.
Hanger punched. Zach of all trades, what's your thoughts on the 22 Panini Super Mario? I think there's pretty good investment. What do you think?
I think it's going to be popular as more people start to collect alternative cards like we do. They're gonna go to video games. Video games are huge, and there's no bigger video game than Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, and with the parks opening up at Universal Studios and the movie coming out in like another month, I think.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be a thing. People are going to want that. But here's the thing: if it was produced in 2022, these cards, these cards are not numbered or anything like that, they're going to be very high pop counts. So when cards have high pop counts, there's going to be a ceiling to the value. So just keep that in mind. I could see it going anywhere between $50 to like $300. That's kind of like where I see it, because I think the pop counts are going to be super high.
I've got those weird like prism cards in there too that are like, I guess, the short prints.
They look
correct?
Cool. Yeah, they look cool. I want some for sure, but I would not be overpaying. I would not be paying sky high prices for these things, because once people see that these things are going to go for money, they're going to grade all the raw cards that are out there, and there's a lot.
Mm-hmm. Probably better to go chase after the vintage.
Mm-hmm.
Probasaur, hope you're having a very happy birthday. I will tomorrow. Thank you, brother. Probasaur, do you expect to see Star Wars Galaxy Chrome 22 sealed boxes go up in value the same way Galaxy 21 set did?
You want to answer that?
I think no. Not at all, because there's less production of 21. It was the inaugural series, and they probably didn't think that it was going to be successful as it is now. And I think they probably made way more boxes and cases than they did the 21. So the 21 will, just like 86 Fleer basketball, that's always going to be the primo one because it was the primo one. And then after that, they gradually went down lesser and lesser in price. Agree, Dan?
Yes. And I'll say this. So this is how you should value wax, modern wax. Okay. So, vintage wax is always going to hold value because there was only a set number, and as they open more, it goes down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Modern wax, the highest value you get is usually in the beginning because people are chasing those chase cards, the superfractors. With the Galaxy in particular, people are chasing the superfractors. And as they start ripping and chasing and they start pulling the superfractors, after that, there's no more chase. The value goes down because of that. Okay, so always remember, with like modern wax, the value is in the chase cards. And once the chase cards get pulled, then the value goes down.
Okay.
Think about, perfect example of this is think about those flawless NBA cases where Drake was chasing the LeBron triple logo man, whatever. The cases were going for like $15,000 or whatever it is. As soon as that logo man got pulled, the value of those cards went down dramatically. I mean, the value of the cases, the wax went down dramatically. So with Star Wars, a lot of the big supers have been pulled. A lot of the portrait supers, like the Yoda was pulled, the Luke was pulled, the Vader was pulled. So there's not a lot of chase cards out there left. And they produced a lot. They produced like 20,000 boxes or something like that that we know of.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my take on it. The 2021, however, there was less production and some of the chase cards have not been pulled yet, such as the Leap of Faith Superfractor, I believe. Okay. So I think that's why the 2021 will still hold value over the 2022. But when all the supers get pulled, then the value will go down.
Now, how many boxes of 22 have you opened up so far?
Not that many. I mean, I opened 10.
That's a lot more than most viewers here.
Yeah.
So how many serial numbered refractors do you think you average per box?
3.
Yeah, I've only gotten 2.
Yeah.
And an autograph. Mm-hmm. Versus how much did you average, you think, for the 21 boxes?
4.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I got 5 or 6. I got really lucky. But that's a huge difference too. You get more.
Yeah, the 2021 product, it's better. For all the people that I talk to, we all prefer 2021 over 2022, but 2022 is a very, very good set. I think it's great.
Sydney by the Bay, AEW metal dropping either this month or next. Let's hope, because I keep hearing that every month, but I can't wait.
Ooh,
PMG.
I can't wait for that. I want to see what these PMGs look like. I hope they're a retro PMG. I hope they don't do this weird, like they did with the Champions ones where it's weird.
Oh, you didn't like those?
No. I mean, they got to keep the retro look. That's the brand. The retro look is the brand. They can't mix it up with all this other stuff. You know what I mean? We'll see. It's
going to be nice.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Okay, I think we got to. I mean, there's a lot of chatter between other people here, but I think we got to pretty much all the comments here. So we'll go ahead and wrap it up with that. There, any last thoughts? Anything you want to plug?
Check for all the Curator Army. Go to Merle World Cards, and Merle World Cards is 2 words. So Merle World and Cards. Go to YouTube and just subscribe to me. You can still watch on Dan's channel. I won't hate you for that. And check me out on Instagram. We'll be posting, Dan and I'll both be posting a lot, hopefully, at the Dallas Card Show. Hopefully there's a lot of activity that there was back in January. And if y'all are around in the Dallas or Texas area, come by. the show and say hello to us.
Yeah, definitely hang out with us in the Dallas card show. Even though it has changed dramatically over the last 6 months or so, to me, it's still probably the premier show in the country. Burbank is close behind, and after the next Burbank show, who knows? Burbank might be number one, overtake it, but Dallas is still the show that everybody goes to. It is a great experience. So if you guys can, try to make it out there for a couple days. You will not regret it. And if you are there, come see us. We're going to have a lot of deals. You know, we're going to be giving.
It's going to have 4 cases instead of 2.
Yeah, we're going to have deals of all our cards. Everything's going to be great there, guys. Come say hello to us. Take pictures with us. We will be doing a live from the trade night, just like we did last time. So expect that on like Saturday.
So it's a live stream, probably maybe at trade night like we did last time.
And it's going to go on as long as we're there, guys. We're gonna, as long as we're there, we get internet. We're going to be doing the live stream, so it's going to be fun for you guys to see that. And then who knows? Maybe there's always something crazy that happens in Dallas, so we'll see what happens. But I'm super excited for that. Thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. Remember, subscribe to Merworld Cards, subscribe to The Great Curator on YouTube and Instagram. And I'm on TikTok now also, so follow us on TikTok.
Are you on TikTok now? Okay, as The Great Curator?
Yes. And remember, we are the original between Two Slabs. There's some imitators out there, but we are the original.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll talk about that later on another show. It's going to be, hopefully, it's not in my corner.
Please support us. The Curator Army, the Merlin Maniacs. See you guys next time.
Oh, hold on. And if you don't, make sure if you're on any of our channels to smash that bell button so you know when our live stream goes up on Saturday night.
Yes, please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. We need the help, guys. We need the help, all right? Appreciate it. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys. See y'all Saturday.